Hey everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, best teeth in the game. You know who it is. Hope you're doing well. And Drake is accused of stealing once again. This time it is the art concept to his latest single artwork, according to Pitchfork over here. I saw this floating around on Twitter, but I didn't see anybody sort of doing much reporting on it and sort of really kind of digging into the facts of the matter until yesterday. Pitchfork reports that on Friday night, Drake released 2 new songs under the single name Scary Hours. I talked about it in my new Best Worst Tracks video, and in my opinion, pretty mediocre single from Drake. But an underground artist by the name of Rabbit has a 2015 Communion tour poster, and the resemblance is pretty eerie. You know, there's a lot of claims of ripping people off and copyright suits and so on and so forth going on in the modern age. We just talked about that whole Radiohead Lana Del Rey thing. We talked about, we didn't talk about it. I kind of skipped it. I wish I talked about it, but that whole Kendrick Lamar Lupe Fiasco thing, which I think was mostly bunk. You know, a lot of the time, these claims are pretty stupid. However, I would say these are pretty dead on. I mean, the fonts are so eerily similar. The style and color palettes are so eerily similar. And listen, I don't think Drake physically stole this, you know, or like actually did this himself. He obviously probably has people doing graphic design for him, and he most likely okayed this design. You know, maybe there's a chance that he saw this and he's like, I want that. Give me that now. And essentially redid it. I suppose there is certainly a chance of that. But chances are you have a graphic designer who got inspired by seeing something else recently or a few years ago and decided, yep, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to hand it off to Drake. It is eerily similar. It is eerily similar. And it's not like Drake hasn't been caught sort of stealing or grabbing ideas from other artists before. There's always been that accusation that he ripped off that flow from XXXTentacion. He most definitely ripped off the concept and the vibe and the idea of Hotline Bling from Dram. Let's not forget that. That is most definitely the case. I feel like the X thing is kind of debatable, but it's very obvious that he was pulling from Dram's Cha-Cha on Hotline Bling. So it's not like Drake hasn't taken major inspiration from artists less relevant than him before, sort of jumping on their hype, jumping on their train, jumping on whatever it is they're doing, aesthetically, sonically, lyrically, as far as their flow. So it's not like Drake doesn't tend to get inspired, you know what I mean? So, I mean, you guys see this. The similarities are pretty easy. They're pretty obvious. And when I say easy, I mean pretty easy to see. What do you guys think of these similarities? Do you think Drake essentially stole this art concept? Does he owe this guy anything? Is this just kind of another example or sample of Drake just obviously pulling from other artists in the underground and kind of getting away with it and not really thinking that there's going to be any consequences for that? It's pretty clear here that there are some major similarities that I don't think you would just kind of stumble upon. You know, I mean, it's not like this idea is so obvious and so plain as day that you could just kind of just completely make almost the exact same design by complete mistake. Let me know in the comments what you think. You guys are the best. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or hit up the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Drake, single artwork, forever.